he didn't see them very well.
Welcome back to TSFPA plays Skyrim in a campaign that's going to go down in history as full of heartache from the outset.
Skyrim?
D&D.
Crap, I played the wrong thing.
Yeah. I warmed up for tonight's session by binging Skyrim last night. In fact, Jodie knows this.
Oh yes.
It was great. Lots of fun.
Ooh. Ha.
Very surreal experience. But no, we are going to carry on from where we started. You guys mind if we dive straight in?
You're ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go for it.
It's why we're all here. But no, we'll start from the very place that we finished last time. And last time, you guys had just fought a horde of rats and a giant spider that was eating the kind of food stocks of the Lucky Plug Tavern. In so doing, Ella, your young gnomish companion, was badly wounded and is currently still reeling from the impact of that wound. You guys went to the Apothecaries, run by Sean the Firbolg, and he directed you to find some fish oil with which you could create an antitoxin just to help Ella get better. Until then, she is still currently suffering from a point of exhaustion. You guys went out onto the lake on a old rickety boat piloted by an old man Jim in a bit to help him get some fish in and then get some oil from the fish. You were attacked by a giant octopus, and in so doing, unfortunately, in the ensuing chaos, Joril, the Drow brother of Kyro, Megan, your character, unfortunately perished. Eirys, Jodie, your character, you went to the back to the apothecary to let Sean know about what had happened. He rummaged upstairs, rushed up to his room, rummaged around, and procured of all things a huge diamond. And he now stands in front of you, Eirys, holding this in his hands. He's nervous. His calm, warm, positive demeanor is replaced by edgy kind of movements, and he clasps the diamond between both of his hands tight, and there's a rough leather-bound book shoved hastily beneath his left armpit. And he said, yeah, let's go. I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try. Where is he?
He's down by the waterfront. Is that for a spell, or...?
He walks out of the front door and around. He turns left outside and walks down towards the waterfront. Would you like to follow him?
I'd like to go upstairs, please.
Yeah, okay. You head upstairs?
I mean, he came down with a diamond, and he's just left his place fully unattended, so...
Yeah.
I'm gonna head upstairs and look around. Do I see anything valuable?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Wow.
Priorities, right? Oh no, that wasn't actually very good. Oh, I got a 9.
Okay, so
9!
The stair behind the kind of main desk kind of winds around to a second story, and there's a relatively thin and narrow corridor on the right hand of which there is a small bedroom. The door for that is already open. You walk inside, and there's some bed sheets that have been ripped, like almost like thrown up and around, and there's loads of covers that are open, and it would match with what you heard with him kind of rummaging around. You could hear that from downstairs. Drawers are thrown open. I mean, you find there are 5 copper pieces and a silver on the ground. But other than that, yeah, you can pick them up. But other than that, the wardrobe's open. There's Firbolg-sized clothing of various design, and most of it is fairly plain, and not really anything else of value in here.
Are there any other rooms?
On the left-hand side, in the corridor, there is a closed door.
Can I check it for any traps?
Make an investigation check.
Oh. This dice is so close to going in prison. 11.
To the best of your ability, kind of running your eyes and your fingers around the edge of the door, there doesn't appear to be anything, any wires or any. As far as you can see, there aren't any traps.
I open the door.
It's a small washroom with a bucket and a basin on a small table.
Nothing else?
No.
I close the door and leave and follow him.
Okay. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, Sean has kind of purposefully strode out and around. You kind of jog to catch up with him, and by the time that you do, he's back onto the docks of the southern shore of the lake, where all of you guys are. At the moment, Kyro, you're holding the body of your brother, and you've laid it down because it's starting to make your arms ache, and you just lie down there. Ella and Yell, you're kind of standing around, and a crowd of guard who were kind of kerfuffling around on the deck and on the boat around you. They've made a kind of group around, and now there are passers-by gathering, starting to murmur amongst themselves. What's going on? What's happening? Eirys, you watch as Sean approaches. He's just like, "Excuse me, please. I need to get through. Excuse me." And the one of the guards turns around and is like, "No, it's Sean. Fine. I mean, what's that? Holy shit!" And they start reacting to the fact he's holding a diamond the size of a fist, and they kind of, their eyes widen and they just naturally part, and Sean sits down, and he what's it gonna be? He sits down, and he kneels next to the body of Joril, and he lays a hand out and opens the book underneath his elbows. That's now obviously a spell book. He recites a strange incantation, and the diamond starts
kick
to
him away,
glow.
'cause, like, oh wait, there's a diamond.
It lifts off the ground, the diamond, and floats between the Firbolg and Joril's body, and arcane energy begins floating around the space between them, and sparks start appearing and sparking out, and Sean keeps on reciting the incantation, and you guys start eyeing each other and wondering what's happening, and then suddenly a kind of snap echoes around the space, and the group that's kind of gathered around just like, "Ah! Ah!" And Sean goes, "Ah!" And suddenly the diamond just collapses and on the ground. He kind of reaches out hastily and kind of grabs it and holds it to himself. I can't do it. The spell is too powerful. I'm not strong enough to bring him back. I'm sorry. He slowly stands, and he turns to you, Kyro, the other drow. I'm not
He looks very on edge because this happened suddenly and he has no idea what this guy is doing. He's got his weapons drawn, and he's like, he's what the fuck, essentially.
I'm sorry. I know that this might be strange for you to see, but I was attempting to bring him back. I can't do it. I'm aware of the magics that are required, but I don't have enough power. But there is another option. He kind of looks around to the rest of you as well. You could travel to the place where I found this spell. There's an ancient temple guarded by the elements at the summit of the mountains of Trine. There's an ancient order that lives there, of scholars. People of an arcane interest, like myself, wizards and other spellcasters, who would certainly possess the knowledge required to revive your friend. The only problem is that you would need a diamond like this. And he holds up the diamond, and the guards kind of edgily shake and kind of like, oh. They have no idea that this Firbolg had such a valuable item. And he turns to Kyro. I know that you're strangers in this land, and I know no one in this town has any reason to trust you, especially being a drow. But I know how it feels to be away from your people. And I remember the glint in your brother's eye as he perused my shop, the faith that he had in the good of himself and of you. If it's true that you and your brother really do wish to be different to your forefathers, then I'm willing to... He kind of hesitates for a moment. I'm willing to give this diamond to you. Deliver this diamond to the summit of the Trine Mountains and tell them that the Lakeside brother has sent you. They'll understand that.
I
He kind of holds
walk
the diamond up
forward
to you.
and take the diamond.
Joril's ghost eyes his
retracts.
brother,
What are we
like,
waiting for?
expectantly, like,
Yeah, there are cogs turning in his head. He doesn't, on one hand, he doesn't trust this guy. On the other hand, he doesn't know, he doesn't understand what's happening at all. So there's that. So, yeah, it's good that the rogue lady took the diamond from him.
I'm gonna say,
because he did not
Eirys,
know.
as you approach the Firbolg and like move to take the diamond, he retracts it. He goes, respectfully, I think it should be for you. He holds it out to Kyro again.
He takes it.
Okay. He kind of stands up a bit straighter, up to his full height, which is between 6 and 7 feet. Remember, he towers over the people around. He kind of nods and he approaches you, Ella, and says, I'm sorry I still don't have the means to heal you, but maybe this would help. And he kind of flicks to another page of his spell book and kind of recites a strange incantation, laying his hand upon your head, and arcane energy sort of floods in. Your kind of lethargy and your kind of fatigue from the remnants of the poison seems to lessen. It's still quite tiring, but you get the feeling that like he's made progress in removing the ailment in you.
I look up to him and give him a kind smile and say thank you.
That's okay.
Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for trying.
I appreciate that.
Bethany's calling me? What?
He gets up and sort of looks around. He's suddenly self-conscious of being in the middle of this group of people who are like staring at him, stunned, and he kind of just turns and retreats back towards his home.
Yeah.
One of the guards is like, "Wow, I've never seen anything like this. Oh, goodness."
Alright.
What did he mention? He mentioned the mountains of Trine?
Yeah. What's...
Yeah.
What? Does anyone know where that is?
Do I know anything about the Mountains of Trine?
I know where Trine is.
You...
Does Kyro know anything about these mountains?
Eirys, of course you do. Kyro, you can make a general intelligence check.
Okay, you got it.
What? Oh, what? Why would they do that?
11.
Okay.
I'm telling you to call my parents.
I mean, obviously, you know that you're currently on the lakeside and there's plains around. You know that there's kind of more mountainous terrain to the north, and you know that there's more mountainous terrain to the east, but you're not sure. The name Trine vaguely rings a bell, but you're not sure as to whether it's north or east. Eirys, given where you came from, you know that mountains of Trine are roughly southeast of your position. The guard's still there. He's like, well, this is astonishing. I mean, who speaks for this group?
Ella just looks around and kind of steps back.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's asking?
Why?
Well, it seems like, I mean, nothing like this has happened around here for as long as I've been here, but it seems you travelers have a choice. Would you
Seems
like?
that way.
I mean, the mountains of Trine. It's east from here. It's about a week to Trinstone, and then who
Huh.
knows how much more time it is to get to the top of the mountain from there.
So that guy wants me to take this to the Mounts of Trine. Am I missing anything?
Well, he seemed to say that there was a temple up there that housed some powerful magicians that could potentially revive her brother. This is your brother, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
There's a resemblance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he hasn't thought about this, but what we could do is we could take him to the House of the Dead, and we could do our best to preserve him to the best of our ability while you're gone.
Do revival spells require the whole corpse, or is it just a body part?
Depends on the spell.
And the guy's like, I mean, I have no idea.
Oh no, I was asking out of character.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, depends on the spell.
Would
It does-
he even
depends.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you may be aware vaguely, of course, of the crazy power that like magicians can hold, and whether or not there's some power over life and death itself. Then you don't know. You seem to think that might be this. What you've seen here today is even a fraction of the potential of resurrection magic. It seems any of your answers to that question are at the top of this mountain. Guys, the choice is yours. What would you like to do?
Iris looks at Kyro. What would you like to do?
Kyro looks at his dead brother, and then looks at this jewel, and then he's just gonna go with it. Yeah. Okay, where? Alright.
I can take you as far as Trine for a fee.
Ella steps forwards and says, I'll come with you.
So the guard's gonna kind of like turn around to talk to his group of men and just go, right. I think these people have obviously suffered a loss. They're obviously in shock. We should take them to somewhere to stay. Maybe the Lucky Plug. Maybe they'll be welcome there or something. I don't know. They need rest. Arv, you make sure that they get given any provision that they need, and you two come with me and we'll talk to the stables. We'll arrange something for them. Maybe some kind of travel, some kind of transportation. Now, for you, I'd recommend that you... He speaks to the party as a whole. I suspect that you will probably want some rest. Have you been to the Lucky Plug yet, the tavern?
We're familiar.
All right, if you head there, maybe I'll send Arv with you. Maybe we'll be able to arrange some accommodation for you. Meanwhile, I'll try
Thank
and
you.
I'll go to the stables and I'll try and arrange some kind of transportation once you decide to leave.
I think Kyro looks disturbed.
Iris walks back up towards Sean's.
Why does he look disturbed?
All right. So
Wait for everyone to disperse a bit.
So again, like as the guards kind of break away, most of the kind of surrounding people sort of, some of them stick around, but most of them head off. A couple of the guards seem to have procured some kind of hammock from somewhere, some kind of stretcher, sorry, and they place the body onto it and they take it away to what you've already been told is the kind of house of the dead, or the kind of morgue, or some kind of equivalent where they'll try and keep the body safe.
Yeah, I think Kyro's gonna cut off the ponytail that his brother has.
Oh, okay. So as they
just gonna
kind of
keep
place
that.
the body on
Because
the
that's like
stretcher.
a piece of his body that you can keep on your person.
Yeah, it's insurance because he doesn't know what these fools are gonna do with his brother's body.
Plus, it won't rot.
So yeah, it's easy enough for you to take out your dagger and cut off that little bit, and you kind of make sure that you kind of band it together, keep it together, and place it into your side pack on your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, I guess, are going to head back to the tavern. Eirys, you said you're going to go back to Sean's.
Mhm.
Okay.
It occurs to you that when and if Joril comes back from the dead, he's gonna wonder what happened to his hair. That'll
My
probably be the first thing
He's
that
dead.
that'll be the first thing that he says.
You were dead.
All right. Eirys,
So you cut off my hair? Why?
you walk through the entrance to Sean's, and you hear the kind of tramping of feet as they walk up the stairs. You can't see this, but
Sean.
you can hear it. Hello? Sorry, the store's closed.
I'm not here to purchase anything.
The sound of tramping gets louder, and then his face peeks around the doorway. Hello there, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Eirys.
Eirys. How can I help?
The order in the mountains you mentioned. What was their name again?
Oh, the temple is just called the Trinstone Temple. It's not really part of an order as such, it's just a individual temple. I don't really know
Do the
much
keepers
about
of it go by any name?
None to my knowledge, I gotta be honest. I took a bit of a pilgrimage in my youth, and walking to the top of the mountain seemed like a good idea, and then I discovered them, and they gave me the scroll. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I've only been able to start to figure it out in the last 2 years or so.
Did you find out any of their names?
I mean, yeah, there was one. Old dragonborn, gold scales. He kind of stood out, actually. His name was
was his
Zendron
name?
Coldsteel.
Was he their leader?
To be honest, he tended to keep himself to himself. I don't know. He sticks in the mind. He was he was one of the heroes of the Melora phenomenon. I don't know if many people know that, but yeah.
What's that?
Is there anything else we should be aware of if we are heading that way?
Just to be careful on the road. You're going to be carrying a valuable item on your person, so it's always worth keeping your eyes on to your backs. And
That I'm good at.
I would recommend that you head to Trinstone, which is the small village on the western edge of the mountains. That's what I'd recommend to you. There's a stair that starts in Trinstone and then kind of climbs
Then
the
you
mountain.
have to go up the 1,000 steps and meet the Greybeards.
Now, I didn't say that. There's a
He
strange
hasn't
draft in
said.
here. Yeah, strange draft in here.
Well,
That's
thank you.
That's the route I'd recommend. I think that would be quickest.
Is there any other information you can give us?
For you, I don't know. I might be overstepping the bounds here, but it's been a day of overstepping bounds. You know that you'll achieve more as part of a team than you would on your own.
That was overstepping the bounds.
I apologize.
Thank you for your help. It may just save us.
Have safe travels.
Perhaps one day I'll return to you with good news.
I hope so.
And I leave.
All right. Meanwhile, the rest of you have returned to the bar, and the barmaid behind the door. As Yell, you kind of walk in first, and
I said I stayed behind.
oh, you stayed behind.
Yeah, I waited for everybody to leave.
Oh, okay. So I'll say for the rest of you guys have made your way back towards the tavern by now, and by the time you guys have left and the guards have picked up the guys kind of disperse. Yell, you're on your own. What would you like to do?
What time of day is it? Like,
I would
roughly,
say
like,
relative.
because obviously I'm outside.
Yeah. So this is you had the fight. You had that. I'd say it's probably 12:30, coming up to 1 p.m.
Okay. I'm just gonna stare and watch the water for a bit until it gets dark and not many people are about.
Okay, so you're going to stay out. Make a perception check.
Ooh. Perception 9.
Okay. You
9.
kind of make a vague look out over the docks, and there aren't many boats coming in and out. But you watch 3 either leave or come back in. There's a noticeable gap on the end of the far right-hand pier, which is where you remember the boat of Old Man Jim was.
Yeah.
And that remains unoccupied. You try and make your way to look out over the kind of mid-horizon where the line of the water kind of meets the sky, and nothing massively pops out. A kind of flock of migratory birds come out, and they're in an arrow formation. They head straight away from you towards the north. You hear one of them call out from the front.
Do I though?
Do you call? You can
No. Do I hear them though? I'm half deaf, remember?
Oh, that's true.
And I rolled a 9.
Must be
okay, so
loud birds.
You don't hear the bird call specifically, but you watch them. You watch them as they fly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say while you're waiting, and as the kind of cloud cover starts to thicken as well, on what was a relatively clear morning becoming quite a cloudy afternoon. The rest of you make your way back into the tavern, and Alyssa, the barmaid, who you remember, is behind their bar still, and she kind of lights up as you guys walk in, like, "Welcome back. How's it going?"
No response. He's
Hi, can
heading
I call you
toward
back?
the room.
Sorry, carry on.
It's alright. No response. He goes straight to the room that they have, or that he has, and he's going to set the diamond on the ground, and he's gonna try to figure out what this thing actually is.
Okay. Make an investigation check. Just straight investigation check.
Alrighty. Ooh. I critical fail.
Okay. As you lay it down on the ground, and you're looking down on it, there's a mite of sort of dust that's kind of floating around in the air from the window, illuminated by the kind of dim light from the cloudy sky behind, and it kind of floats around and just perfectly wedges itself into the corner of your left eye, and you don't get to looking at the diamond because suddenly there's a massive bit of dust in your eye. So you're focusing on that instead of looking at the diamond. Ella, what are you doing?
She just kind of slowly walks up to the bar stool, just sits on it, and with a solemn look, just asks for just some ale.
Oh, yeah, sure. Are you all right? Where's the other drow? Drink on the way.
He's gone.
Oh my word! Oh my goodness!
We couldn't save him, or I couldn't save him.
Well, hey, I don't know what happened, but I wouldn't look at it like that. I mean, what was it? What happened?
Well, we went on this boat. We went out. They very kindly tried to find some fish to help me. And then we got attacked by this... I don't know, it was like a giant squid.
Oh my god! Wow, it sounds to me like there probably wasn't much anybody could have done. I wouldn't think that you've failed in any way. I mean, even if it is your friend, and I do apologise for your loss, but I'm sure that you did everything that you could.
Could have done more if I could have moved.
She kind of looks a bit confused, and she pulls out another tankard and she pours a drink, apparently for herself. And she sits on the other side and just kind of quietly sits with you. Eirys, the doors of the tavern open and you walk in.
Do I recall there being parchment and quill and ink in my room?
There wasn't immediately any there, but there was a drawer on the end table next to the bed.
I walk up to the bar.
Oh, hi, can I get you a drink?
Is there parchment, ink, and quill in my room?
Oh, no, there isn't, but just give me a sec. I'll be right back. If parchment, ink, and quill, okay. And she kind of sweeps behind the door on the back of the wall next to the large upended oak casks containing the mead and the ale and the cider. And she sweeps back out a second later with a couple of pieces of tattered, almost kind of bleached parchment and a bottle and a inkwell.
Thanks.
Sets it down next to you.
I take it.
Least
head up
I
to my
could do.
room.
All right.
I'm gonna go to my room. Unless it's changed from the night before, set it back to. I'm gonna push the wardrobe against the door.
Okay.
And again, like unless the bed's been made or anything, if it has, I'll make it look like someone's sleeping in there again.
Doesn't look like anybody's been up here.
Okay, I will start writing a letter.
All right. Yell, by this point, I'm going to say you guys let the afternoon lazily pass, you recuperate, you kind of just mentally just stop for a little while. The sun starts to go down and the light starts to wane a touch.
Okay. So is it like empty around?
The dock begins to empty, and as the sun touches the horizon, to your left-hand side, you can just about you're passed by a number of fishermen that are returning from their day's work, until there's only one or two still around.
Okay, I'll wait until the docks are empty and make sure there are no guards about.
I mean, make a perception check.
That's better. Natural 20 plus
Oh.
1, 21.
Yay!
You are aware of there being 2 other fishermen just collecting up tackle, tying up ropes on their boats. You become aware from how long you've been kind of sitting around and standing around waiting that there is a regular patrol of 2 guards that come around roughly every, difficult to be sure, 9 minutes and 27 seconds. And most intriguingly, there is a shadowy figure that you do not recognize, hiding out somewhere between the blacksmith on the left-hand side on the road that's along there and the other kind of domestic buildings around there. And the longer that you stick around and the longer that he sticks around, you have a feeling that he's watching you.
Okay.
It's fine. I didn't need to sleep tonight.
Okay.
It's cool.
No.
I'm gonna try and hide against the decaying old shack of the old fisherman.
Okay, that's on your right-hand side. You kind of
Yep.
turn and you walk along. As you pass it, make a stealth check.
8.
As you duck behind to attempt to sort of hide yourself, there's a sickening crunch as the sudden movement you try and kind of make is slightly misjudged and hits the wall of the shack, and one of the fishermen on the dock turns his head, and although you can't see him, you're fairly sure that would have alerted anybody who might have been following you as to where you were.
Okay. I'll wait around a bit for the fisherman to finish up.
Yeah, they do within the next 10 minutes.
Yep. And then I'm going to wait for the guards to patrol so I know I have the full 9 minutes, 27 seconds.
You watch that happen, and it seems to happen. They go
Okay.
past.
As soon as they go past, I take the pommel of my sword and I just beat at the weak points of the shack so it falls into a pile of wood.
Okay, make a strength check.
Those I can do. Not with a roll like that, I can't. 7.
It wasn't a particularly high DC. You where you kind of moved into the back and heard the crunch, that's where you start, and several pieces of wood sort of like collapse and around.
Stiff
The
wind
building-
could have knocked over the shack.
The building just about stays up, but you've mashed a significant hole in the side of it.
Okay. I keep a mental note of how long it's been and try again.
I mean, you can try. You don't know how long it's been. 9 minutes, 27 seconds. You're risking it if it's a low roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you going to roll again?
Yep.
Okay, make it.
That's better. 15.
That's fine. Within the next 1 minute, which is plenty of time, you kind of hit the back corner and it buckles, and then you hit another section and the board snaps, and with those 2 kind of hits, it just kind of goes and just kind of collapses down. You take a stride backwards as the roof of this shack just comes down in.
Okay.
What's revealed to you is much what was investigated last time, save the lack of coin that I believe that Kyro took. There's a number of there's a small bed, a small wardrobe, a gap which just about has a single panel of sort of sandy glass, which makes the window, which you hear kind of smash as another bit of the wall falls, and a sort of dresser / set of drawers, on top of which sit a handful of salmon fish.
Okay. What's the bed made out of? Is it standard like
It's
walls,
standard.
walls and haze? Very
Yeah.
flammable things.
I mean, the frame is made out of wood.
Yeah.
And the mattress, yeah, again, you get the sense it's made out of grasses as opposed to feathers because that's what's cheaper
Yeah.
for a man of this guy's means.
But very flammable.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I guess I'll kind of lurk back into the shadows a bit so I can let the guards go past.
Make a stealth check.
17.
Okay. You walk in. The guards walk past. They don't seem to see you. They just carry on their patrol. They seem as focused on chatting with each other about the weird happenings of the day as they do on keeping their eye open on anybody.
Okay.
And actually,
I'm going.
I'll finish quickly. As you do kind of move around in the shadows and make your way between the adjacent building and then the next building in a tiny little alleyway that's just about wide enough to fit your body in. A figure that you don't recognize, but you feel like you know where it came from, jogs up and kind of glances to the left and to the right. He's a human male. He's got a shaved head and kind of threadbare, leatherish armor, and something that looks like a cruel curved scimitar on his side. And he kind of looks around and he kind of looks a frustration line his face because you're close enough to see. He kind of swears softly to himself and walks away.
Okay. As soon as I know it to be, as soon as I can, from what I can see, for it to be clear, I go back out and I pull my candle and match out of my bag.
Yep.
And I light the flammable parts on fire to cause it to blaze.
Okay, make a
And
survival
then-
check.
That is a survival. Ooh, +1. That's 15.
Yeah, easy enough. You place the fire on the mattress of the bed.
Yep.
And it catches in one place, 2 places, 3 places, and within 4 or 5 minutes, there's a merry fire going that's enveloping the bed
Okay.
and begins to envelop the small wardrobe beside it.
As the fire starts to, envelop to the bigger fire, I write in the dirt with my sword a small sentence in Infernal.
Okay.
Watch the flames for a bit, and then I go back up to the inn.
All right. You make sure that you walk in line with the patrol of the guards so that they don't come across you, which
Yep.
happily is in the same direction as you know to get back to the square. And actually, as you're hurriedly pacing, you become aware ahead of you the patrolling guards who are going slower. So you slower your walk, and they turn left into the square. You follow them, and as soon as you know that they're clear, you make your way to the tavern. Meanwhile, has anyone else done anything else? Eirys, you finished your
Yeah.
letter?
Yeah, it would take me quite a while. Probably a lot of scrunched up bits of paper
Okay.
currently on the floor, but
Yep.
I'll probably still be going. Nearly finished.
Kyro, you said quite a lot of time passed.
It's a number of hours now, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say what he did during that time was he decided to go ahead and trance.
Okay.
As safely as he can. So
Yeah, easy
facing
enough.
the door and the window.
Yeah, sure.
Such.
Okay, so
um,
that's 4 hours. That's
And
basically the time it's taken.
he's and you said the sun's going down?
Yeah. By the time Yell opens the door of the tavern, the sun is half set.
Okay, he's gonna prepare to he's gonna go search. He's gonna go to that guy's apothecary.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll say that that's something that you could do within about half an hour. You open the door,
Yeah.
the bell rings, and
No.
oh no.
He's waiting. He's going to wait until he's fairly sure that his name's Sean, yes?
Yes.
He's gonna wait till Sean he's fairly certain that Sean is either asleep or has left the building.
Sean lives in the building on the second story.
Okay, good. so he doesn't have to follow him anywhere.
No.
Okay. He's essentially going to wait until it's much later.
Okay. So you're going to go and do that.
Yeah.
Ella, anything else?
She's just gonna head up to her room. She's just gonna just close the door, and she's just gonna be pacing up and down. She's just mumbling, and in her hand she's just holding her neck.
I do got one quick thing I wanted to do.
Okay, Kyro, what's that?
Oh, while he's waiting for it to become much later, he's going to pack some dirt around the diamond and wrap it in some of the cloth he took out of the guy's shack.
Okay.
A disguise for the diamond.
Yeah, sure. What I'll do is I'll ask you to make a sleight of hand check to see how successfully
Okay.
that happens.
Gotta find that sticky dirt. Alright. Rolling.
It's just my bag of dirt.
He's
I got a
gonna
bag of
put
dirt. I got a bag of dirt.
he's probably gonna put some charcoal on it too at some point, but he'd have to get his hands on that first.
Okay.
That way it'll look like a coal,
Yes.
which
so
is a thing that people carry around.
you do that pretty successfully, actually. It resembles, as well as you can make it, a lump of coal. You've had plenty of experiences of those kinds of rocks back in what you knew as
Yay.
home in your childhood, and the way it's kind of wrapped up as well. You didn't quite have enough of the kind of dust as you snuck into the back of the tavern and grabbed what you could, but you're able to wrap it around enough so that the bits that are exposed do resemble coal.
Okay. And then he's gonna stealthily just sort of stake out the guy's herbal shop.
Yeah, I mean, as the sun sets and the kind of dusky twilight moves from orange to grey, eventually to black,
Finally, thank
make a stealth check.
Okay. He doesn't like the sun, so he's quite glad that it is gone now.
Yeah.
Alright, stealthing. It's supposed to be something he's good at. I am on the right character sheet. Okay. Oh, I know the problem. I'll fix that later. I believe it should be 6. 21.
Oh yeah, that's great. You
He's
sneak
a
up
sneaky boy.
to the left-hand side of the building as the shadows lengthen. You kind of move around. The color of your leathers are perfect for this, and you truly disappear.
Yes.
And enough time goes by that you're fairly sure he's certainly shut up shop, but you'd imagine that he'd be asleep by now.
Okay. Have I found a good point to enter stealth, like sneakily?
There's an easy way from where you're standing to kind of hoist yourself up to the second story, where there's a small window that appears open a crack, so you might be able to climb up there and make your way open, try and get
Yeah, I
through.
think he'll attempt that. Yeah.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Okie dokie. So that is acrobatics 6. Okay. 14.
All right, you kind of grab onto the kind of wooden logs that make the sides of this house. There's plenty of opportunity for handholds. You pull yourself up to the window, and you make your way. You reach underneath, and you fiddle with the kind of handle on the inside, and extend it to be open fully. It takes a few minutes, but you eventually make your way through. It was quite a struggle to fit your body through, and you're not sure how much noise you made. But by the time you lightly place your feet on this upstairs corridor, where the shadows are, and the dim lights would make it impossible for somebody without your level of dark vision to see. But see, you can, and as you look down, you can see where the staircase comes up, and further along the corridor, on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, a door on each side.
I'd like to try to see if I've noticed anyone being alerted to my presence.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Gotta go see what that is. 3. And I got a 9.
It's difficult to tell. As far as you're aware, there's not the sound of anything moving around.
Okay.
So yeah.
Alright. And now I'm going to attempt to investigate this place, and I'm looking for any sort of information that might indicate any interest in the Shrine Mountains or Drow or anything related to the situation.
Okay, you creep your way down the corridor, I'm going to say because of the
This
strength of your...
diamond, anything.
Yeah, sure. You make your way down the corridor. You place your ear to the door on the right-hand side, and as you do, make another perception check.
Alright. 14.
You can hear the sound of heavy breathing from the other side.
Sleeping. Okay, cool. So I'll save that for last. That particular room. Should I roll investigation for the rest of it?
I mean, to save a bit of time, on the other side of on the left-hand side, it's just a washroom, and there's nothing else on this floor. On the bottom floor, there's a bunch of wares and items. The expensive ones have been enchanted so that they can't be stolen.
Yeah, he's not gonna chance that at this point.
No. But in essence, the room where this Firbolg is sleeping is likely, to your mind, where any information on that would be.
Alright. He's going to try to carefully enter the room.
Make a self check.
Minimal noise. Okay. Ooh.
So,
14.
if I'm guessing correctly, it's because he doesn't trust this guy being so nice for no reason.
Well, yeah. It's very suspicious. One, it's a diamond. Is it enchanted to explode when he gets to the mountain? He doesn't know. He's trying to find out more information.
You open
Perfectly
the door.
reasonable given his upbringing.
Yeah.
You open the door. You move your way through. You close it behind you. There's a gentle click as the lock re-engages, and you creep across. There is a small end table next to the bed, where the looming great hulk of a Firbolg body is currently lying. It's facing away from you, and it's there's a silhouette, from the window on the side immediately above the bed, shining over the body, and it would appear that there seem to be a number of letters on this end table. There's also a drawer on the top of this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go through everything in the
Make an investigation check.
Alright. See if I can read in the dark.
I mean, you're a drow. You
I
can probably
can,
read in
yes.
the dark.
Ooh, a 20. That's quite good.
Okay. There's a lot of pieces of paper with regards to his dealings of various goods and what he's doing running the shop. You quickly discount those. They aren't of any interest. There is a letter that's addressed to him with a curved hand and a number of symbols which it pops into your mind. You remember as being, from the limited experience you've had of this, draconic.
Oh, okay.
It reads thus: Dear Sean, thank you so much for your correspondence. It can get awfully lonely on the top of this mountain, and I have done my best to alienate myself from the other morons on the top. in this so-called temple. I'm doing very well. My warm dragon blood keeps me warm in this bitter cold, and I feel closer to Barmut than I ever have before. Please don't worry about me. I appreciate your gifts, although they do tend to spoil by the time they reach me. I would advise you to continue trying to find opportunities to bring Barmut's light to all that you can. Some opportunities will make themselves apparent to you sooner rather than later. I just know it. The diamond that I gave.
It all makes sense now.
The diamond that I gave you is it. I feel it with all of my heart. Does have a purpose, and when that purpose comes, I hope that it will be clear to you. Your friend, Zendron Coldsteel.
Well, that explains a lot. Okay. So he's gonna make note of the name. What was it again?
Zendron Coldsteel.
Is that with a Z? Zendron?
That's the guy he mentioned before, so that means he's telling the truth about that specifically.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he talked to Kira about that. I think that was the rogue. That's okay. So this
Well,
is
now
very
you know the
helpful.
name too.
Yes, now he does. It's in his notes, which I'm taking. Alright. I think he has succeeded in what he wanted to do here. So I think he's going to head back to the tavern and get all of his basically he's just going to disable the tracking. He's going to prepare to leave.
Alright. I'll say that that's easy enough for you to do to retrace your steps. You know what to look for. As you move through the corridor and reach the window on the other side, you reach up and you pull yourself through, and as you do, there's a momentary slip as you go through the window, and you start falling for a second, but then you reach out your hand and swing, grabbing a kind of outstretched nobule on one of the kind of wooden logs that form this building, just about keeping yourself from slipping down, and you kind of exhale quietly and move yourself down back into the tavern. Does anyone else want to do anything before the next day?
Did you say paper and ink was provided? Or did you have to ask for that?
Eirys had to ask for it.
Oh, okay, then don't worry.
Do our rooms have a fireplace?
No. There is a fireplace. Yeah, there is a fireplace in the main tavern, which is on the left-hand side of the main bar. It forms. It's multi-purpose. It's part of the cooking area for the kitchen. It's like a big sort of like almost stone hearth, not dissimilar to a kind of almost like an open blacksmith's forge kind of setup, but it keeps the entire floor warm.
Okay. All of the notes that I had messed up and screwed up, I would like to put together in a pile.
Okay.
I'd like to keep my final draft, fold it up and tuck it under my armor. And for the rest of them, I want it to look like I've accidentally spilled ink, but deliberately covering up any information on all of the letters so it seeps through and covers up all of the words.
Yeah, that's easy
Ooh,
enough
that's
for you to
expensive.
do. Yeah, so you now have a pretty much empty ink bottle. All the ink kind of spilled over the other pieces of paper. And,
I make it look like an accident.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
And I'll go to bed just to the side of the window.
Okay. Anyone else?
No, Ella's just crashed out underneath her bed, curled up, asleep.
As you guys, as the sun breaks in the east and shines a light through the windows, through your rooms, you awaken, and again, breakfast is prepared for you. There's a sense of amiability amongst obviously Flynn and Alyssa, if not slight kind of concern for the fact that you've obviously lost a friend. So they're going above and beyond to make sure that you're taken care of. Breakfast is fresh and crispy, and it's a small kind of penance, but it is something. You guys are visited after having been eating for 20 minutes or so by somebody you recognise as being the guard from yesterday, who has spoken to the person who runs the.
Question.
Sorry, yes.
Does that count as a long rest?
Oh yeah. You benefit from a long rest, everybody. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So all your spells. Ella, you wake up and the arcane energy that's been given to you by Sean yesterday, completely heals you, so you are regular again.
Woohoo!
Yep. So
Yay!
you're visited by a guard, the same guard from yesterday, and he's talked to the guy who runs the Youth Heather stables, which is right by the entry sort of gateway into the town. Now, usually the price of a horse would be 90 gold per horse, with full tacking, saddle and harness included, and 10 days of feed. But they've managed to arrange a deal by which, if you were to choose, you could buy a horse for 50 gold pieces per horse, given your particularly desperate situation.
What a nice village. I like it here.
Yes.
You
Because
did.
we all have
All of
that
us.
money.
This is where your body is. isn't it?
What?
Is that all of us that have that offer?
Yeah, it's for the group as a whole.
Horses? What even are they? No thanks.
I take it.
I have so much money that I have to refuse.
Okay.
In the form of I'm too poor.
One.
So
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know how to ride a horse. Also, I don't think horses like me. Also, I don't have money. Also,
What's a horse?
Also, I'm traveling at night. Also, horses are stupid and no thanks.
Okay.
I take them
What's
up on
a
the offer, and as the first one, I try and pick the best looking one.
Okay. I'll say, for the sake of brevity, you guys finish up, pack away, and head to the stables. It's run by a mid-20s human called Arby, and he
What?
he comes up. He's like, "Well, I heard about your situation, and I just wanted to let you know that obviously losing a friend is tragic, and I'm very sorry, and I hope that this goes some way. Would you each be requiring a horse, or?"
I will. I'm very distraught.
Okay. Yes, well, that you certainly look. Okay, so it's 50 gold for any of the horses here, and he beckons down. There are 3 currently kind of in this little kind of sections of the barn where it's been like, you know what I mean. But one of them is sort of a very plain brown across the entire body. One is dappled, predominantly sort of brown grey with white speckles around, and then there's another one that's a kind of tawny yellow colour with white socks running up about halfway up each leg. With a
Are
kind
there
of
any
Kiro's gonna try and flash a knife at one of the horses.
make an animal. Oh wait, no. I mean,
He's trying to see if it'll get startled.
Are there
Which
any
one of these horses spooks the least?
Okay.
No, he's just learning about horses currently.
As you flick out
He's
the knife,
assessing their value.
the plain brown one just kind of like sort of like snorts and kind of trots backwards. The middle one that's tawny kind of rears up onto its hind legs and lets out an almighty sort of roar. And the yellow one is kind of looks up and makes eye contact with the dagger, and then makes eye contact with you, and then the dagger again.
Whoa.
Are there only 3 horses?
The doors, the double doors at the back of the barn are currently open. And
Every horse is
there
free when you
appeared-
just take it.
Can I
And there
wander
may
in
be
and see what the other horses are like?
Yeah, the back doors open out into a sort of fenced-off sort of paddock, basically just a field, and it's not really a field; it's just dirty ground. And around you can see formal. One of them is dappled again. This one predominantly brown. Another one is quite a white horse with sort of black sort of markings around the nose and the mouth. A third one is again brown, but this one with like white running up the center of the face, and white socks on the front left and back right leg. And
Handsome horse.
the final one, as it approaches you, you realise that it's closer than you think it is, because it's either a mule or a young horse. That's again kind of yellowish, sort of sandy yellow.
I'm gonna go for the darkest one is the grey blacky one with bits of white, right?
In terms of colours, yes, but obviously those are interspersed with bright patches of white because it's a dappled horse. In terms of the uniformity of colour, it's the first one on the left inside, the brown one, which reacted with backing away from the knife that was brandished at it.
So these are horses.
I
Yeah,
go back
that's
to
right.
the stable keeper, to Arby.
All right, now I know. He's
Right,
gonna go back to the place.
All
Do you
right,
have any
how
black
can I help?
horses?
Black? No, not right now. In fact, I just sold a black horse, actually.
Who to?
Oh, it was a tiefling. Just paid all the money up front. Most people who buy horses from this place go into some kind of payment plan where they go every month with a small contribution and then pay it off that way. But this one just had a big sack of gold. Yeah,
Most people aren't tieflings.
that's true.
Hey. Not all of us are rich like that. Wait. I feel like I shouldn't be offended by that.
I go for
Yeah,
the
buy
grey
it 'cause
black
you're not.
and white one.
Oh boy. Jody, say that again.
I go for the grey, black, and white one.
Okay. It's 50 gold pieces. You get the horse, you get all of the saddle and the harness and everything you need to ride it, and 10 days of feed with the horse. It's interesting you got the money for that. Where'd you get that from?
I think I rolled 15. So I times
Oh.
by 10, right? From your d20 originally roll.
Okay. I'm not sure that's what everybody else did. The amount of gold you start with depends upon your background.
Oh, okay. What would
Um,
mine have been?
When you roll gold, it's usually it depends. What is your background?
Rogue? Half elf?
So there's a rogue, which is your class.
I've
but
never
also...
done backgrounds before.
Okay, so you have a race and you have a class, but also a background. And your background can give you extra proficiencies and that kind of thing. So I'm looking in the player's handbook. It is page 121, I believe, for the start of it.
125 is the first bit on backgrounds.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, 126, 127. So
There's things like criminal, stuff like that. Criminal, entertainer, folk hero, artisan, hermit, noble.
Etc.
yeah,
It gives you some bonus.
Of those I'd fit into criminal.
Yeah, okay. You could choose a criminal background if you want. I'll say for the sake of this, obviously you're going to get this horse, but just be aware. We tend to use the amount of gold that a criminal starts with is 15.
I wouldn't have even made it up to this point.
Okay.
There was something else I bought that took a lot of money. I can't remember what it was.
Okay. I was quite surprised that you were able to afford it, but I'm happy to go along with it. I'll say that in your particular background, you're able to get away with a massive stack of money, and that's okay.
Shall I?
Yeah, you did a good robbery.
Shall I? I robbed banks, you guys.
You can also do starting wealth by class, which gives you a bit more.
Yeah. I think for that, it's when you choose what weapons you have and that kind of thing, and you get given a gold limit, and then you roll for the gold limit. If I've understood the book correctly, maybe I haven't. But yeah, I'll say for the sake.
Horse, shall I reduce my money to 0?
No.
I've got 13 gold left.
Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'll say for the purposes of this narrative, when you enacted your kind of Wizaro moment, which led you here, you took off with a shit ton of gold.
All right.
Which is fine. Yeah, so you guys now have a dappled, predominantly kind of dark grey, but dapples of white horse. What is the horse's name?
I am yet to decide.
Okay.
That's a very tiefling name there.
All right, you guys.
Undecided.
You guys
Ella walks up to.
Yeah.
Can Ella walk up to the horse guy?
Yes. Okay. Oh, hello.
And hello. Do you have any donkeys?
Donkeys? We don't, but I do have a young horse. It's gonna grow, but it might be worth. I mean, it's worth less now, and maybe once it gets a bit big, you can sell it on for more.
Nah, it's okay. Thank you.
I
good.
mean, donkeys. Maybe that's an opportunity for. Never thought about the gnomes. Okay.
They're more sturdy.
Huh.
They're very good.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, is there anywhere where I could buy like some rations or anything like that?
Okay, I'll say that generally we can sort that out quickly now, and I'll just say, let's say by midday, you guys have got everything that you need. How many do you want?
You said it was about a week. A week.
It's a week. Don't forget that in your. Did you take an explorer's pack?
Most of the packs
I did,
come with
yeah.
a week of rations.
Yeah, but the explorer's pack comes with 10 days of rations, and if you haven't used any of those yet,
I'm looking at the wrong number.
yeah. So you, I'm guessing that most of you do have sufficient rations, and there'll be water sources as you travel and stuff. So I'll just take it as a given that you guys are finding water as part of your daily routine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
Is there anybody else who has any different pack? I think most of you chose an explorer's pack.
I may have chosen
Say again?
I may have chosen a performer's pack.
Performer's pack?
I think that's what it was. I can't remember. I'm checking.
Entertainer's pack.
That's the one.
In which case you've got 5 days of rations. Okay.
I have the rat carcasses as well, which I assume I can turn into food.
Yummy.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
They are
Right.
good.
Okay, so I'll say that you guys are going to head off unless anybody else has anybody else that you want to do. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Kyro's planning on leaving at
Is
sundown.
there a pet shop?
You ask around, and the only place that sells animals is the stables.
Damn it.
Yeah,
But that's something to keep your eye out for future towns.
yeah. Kyro's gonna make sure he trances and is planning on leaving when the sun starts to go down. Getting an early start on his journey.
Okay. I mean, at the moment it's about midday.
Yeah,
What
he's
does
got
everybody
time to
else-
kill.
What does everybody else want to do in that time then? Because if Kyro's gonna leave at sundown, that leaves the rest of the day.
Out of character, have our characters coordinated? Are they? I don't know if they're all on the same page. Do they know what's happening?
I would
in
certainly.
general?
You have certainly gone to the stables together.
Yeah, that happened. I guess he heard them talking about horses, and he was like, "What are those?" And then checked it out.
So you guys seem to have
So
created something of a
perhaps-
small group. You're certainly regarded
perhaps
as a group.
perhaps going to the table, perhaps at the stable, we could have some sort of conversation in which we all become aware of what's happening with each other, because I don't think Hero considers everyone else in his plans currently, which...
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
You probably should.
Yeah, he's currently just planning on leaving this place at night by himself, so let's perhaps fix that.
All right.
So he's there in the stables, looking at the horses because he's just now finding out what these things do. And you all are looking around at them as well.
Can my horse be a male?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it Orion.
Orion.
Wouldn't have worked as well for a female.
Does he have a belt?
Does he have a what? Oh,
A belt.
I could give him a belt. He's got a saddle. That's kind of like a belt.
And
There
then
is-
he's
there is
got
a
Orion's belt.
Just
There
go
is a
around the
belt that
middle.
goes around his belly to secure the saddle on. So yeah, he does have a belt.
There is Orion's belt.
And the white splotches are like stars.
Are they in a line?
No.
Ella goes back to.
I'm joking. I don't start painting splotches on a horse.
I think I want to delve into my knowledge of nature and try to discern whether or not these creatures, horses, see in the dark or not.
Make a nature check.
Yep. I think this is a 1. Oh, I got
Almost.
a 3. I don't know what this is. I have no idea.
From the little you've seen of these creatures, they seem to be used as beasts of burden in this society. You have no idea about how good their eyes are.
Yeah, I don't know if these are any good at nighttime. I'm gonna assume, knowing humans and surface people, that they probably suck.
Okay.
Ella walks up to yell,
Hello.
"Hi! I didn't get a chance to say thanks. For carrying me around when I was paralyzed."
Don't worry about it. It's not really anything. I mean, I'll be honest. You don't really weigh that much. Wasn't that difficult?
Yeah, I suppose that's the advantage of being a gnome. Doing a lot.
Super easy to make you look like you're dancing as well.
Yeah, cheers for that.
You're welcome.
Now, question. What do you make of these guys?
Well, the Drow over there, I can understand what they're going through right now. Must be incredibly tough. But they seem determined, and that's always good after something like that. Otherwise, everything will just eat you up. The world will spit you back out. The mysterious one, I have no clue on her. She's sassy, and I want to make her smile, because damn it, she's sassy and mean, and she needs to smile more. And you're great.
Oh, talk to her. She really enjoys that.
I will take that into account, and I will try that.
Yeah, I mean, she
I will
loves
talk
it.
incessantly and loudly at her.
These are all... Yeah, normally I get a good read on people. Her, I just can't, but I'll take that advice.
Trying to figure out what else I can do to waste time in this stable.
Is there anything you want to say to anybody, Kyro?
No!
So,
I'm sorry!
what do you think of everyone about here?
Sorry?
What are you thinking of everybody as a whole?
Can I overhear what these people are saying?
I don't think you're not trying to hide it, are you?
No.
No, I'm just talking. Ella's quite loud.
Thank God, I'm eavesdropping then. Something to do.
I am, but
Yeah.
I'm acting like I'm just fully focused on my new horse.
Yes, okay.
I'm
that's fine.
totally listening in.
You're brushing.
Oh, I'm,
you're
de- oh,
brushing
I'm
the hair.
deaf. I definitely don't look like I'm listening in. I wouldn't be. I'm not.
I also just realised we never had introductions. I saw guards came in. Never said anything. I'm Yell, by the way. Extend my hand out for a handshake.
Oh,
Right.
hi. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I'm Ella, and I give a handshake and smile.
Smile back.
You know what? I think it's time found out if we have these guys' names as well.
Probably should do that. So,
I turn
so I
around.
raise my voice, and it's just. So you guys were definitely listening in, right?
You're
We
not
weren't trying
very
to hide it or
kind.
nothing.
Iris just
So
glances over.
names,
What's your name?
names.
I'm Ella. Anyone else? No?
You
Okay.
know any other drow?
My name's Eirys.
Nice to meet you.
She just stares.
I like your horse, by the way.
Thank you. I've named him Orion.
Ah, cool name. I like that.
I feel like you're already opening up to us.
She scowls and goes back to her horse.
You said talking would work.
I lean towards Yell and sort of like do a stage whisper. See? She really likes talking.
I can see that. I feel like I need to try some more.
It works. Ella's just gonna walk up to the drow and
He looks at the gnome. Oh yeah, he remembers this gnome.
she kind of just gives a warm smile, gentle smile. Says, "Sorry about your brother."
Uh-huh. He looks suspicious. I think he's gonna see if she has any religious paraphernalia on her.
Make a perception check.
Okay. My perception, I believe, is a 3. 12.
Okay. You're dressed in just your regular cleric armor, aren't you, Ella?
I am, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to remind me. I'm trying to look up.
Do you want me to?
The character sheet that you linked to me doesn't have any like backstory details on it. It's
No,
got
it
numbers,
doesn't, does
but
it?
no, it doesn't.
Hang on.
Are you?
Hey.
What was the roll? It was 12. That's 10 is the DC. So are you wearing any emblems of any deity?
You see a necklace on her. It's kind of tucked underneath her clothing, but you do see a necklace on her.
Okay. Yep, he's gonna go ahead and just assume that you have some sort of religion that encourages you to do this sort of thing. Alright. And yeah, he's just gonna be like, yeah, thanks. Seems awkward about it.
What's your name?
You can call me Kyro.
Kyro. Well,
Yeah.
it's nice to
that'll
meet you.
work.
She extends her hand out.
Sure.
For a handshake.
He does the handshake. He seems hesitant about all of it, but he's doing it.
Arby's kind of like on the kind of periphery of this,
There's
and
a
kind of
damn
perks up.
character.
Yeah. And he perks up, just like, so where are you heading off to?
Mountain.
Oh, Trine,
What?
the Trine Mountains.
That might be a mountain that we could go to, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I have a. Do I know the geography of this continent?
I'm gonna say you do because
Like,
you
in general?
you've travelled around a bit, so you know that
Yeah.
Trine is to the east.
So yeah, I just kind of like side whisper.
What are
there's only
some other
one
mountains,
mountain
by
range
the way?
here.
Well, what's the other mountain called?
Well, there's rocky ground that's to the north. And
Yeah,
you're
he's
aware of that.
asking this horseman what he
Oh.
calls the mountain.
Well, to the north, you've got obviously the mining kind of region of Sacramar and around there.
Mm. That could be
Yeah.
interesting too. We could go there. That could be cool.
Well, I mean, you're a traveling party, I presume.
It doesn't look
Sure.
like that's a thing, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. We're all going to the same place.
Well,
At the same time, and in no way inconspicuous, right? looks at the Drow right in the eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, Arby kind of looks a bit confused, like, well.
To
it's
be
always-
honest, I
always-
just met these people. He shrugs just now, so
I mean,
who's to say?
just he kind of like tries to see between the lines here. He's like, well, it's all, at the very least, if you're making your way over to the mountains of Trine, Trinzone is obviously your first stop. That's the best place for you to head, and I would recommend traveling together. It's safer that way. If you get ambushed on the road, you wouldn't stand a chance if you're on your own. So staying together, I think, would make the most sense, regardless of what happens afterwards.
Yes.
Everyone in this town is like an echo.
That's funny you should say that.
Have there been problems with ambushes and bandits and the like?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I've had
Hmm.
incoming livestock killed by the bandits.
Would that
and the-
be specifically on roads mostly? Roads?
Well, at the moment, mostly
One of them
it's-
pays money if you find them dead or alive.
Oh, really? Huh.
You must be talking
Trag
about.
Iron Tent.
Yes, that's the one. Oh my god, he's just been a thorn in the side of this town.
Wait, did you say he's Trag Iron Turd?
What?
She does the
Like,
Ah.
Yell is
He just has
genuinely
the
asking.
worst- just the
Can't.
worst constipation.
Ella just has a confused look on her face.
Like,
Trag iron.
Yep.
Turd. It's an NT on the end, not a D.
ah,
Yeah,
Bummer.
yeah.
Iron
bummer
Turd.
and all that.
But no, that road is the one that heads up towards Farenslath, which is if you head northwest from town towards Farenlath and then beyond that Sacramar. Along that route road on the side of the lake. That's where he's been massively interrupting trade routes between Farenlath and Uthela.
So,
Nice way to make some pocket money.
opposite
good.
direction, though. It'd be a
Speaking-
hell of a scenic route to go around the lake.
Speaking as the DM, time for us to make some decisions. First of all,
Kyro's still planning to go to the mountain.
okay.
He just
so-
doesn't feel comfortable discussing the details in front of random people.
Okay. Well, I'd say that one of the decisions that needs to be made is Kyro going to trust these people? And
Yeah.
if so, well, maybe it's time to start communicating with them. And if not,
Yeah.
maybe just break away, and then we start talking about Megan, you coming up with another character, which is always an option. That's something that you can choose to do if you want. So make a decision on that. In terms of the party as a whole, first of all, are you going to be a party together? I've been trying to kind of subtly encourage you guys to make that decision. It's not happening, but are you going to be a traveling party together? And if so, which direction will you go? And if not, what would you guys like to do?
Eirys is now happy to go along with them. Not because she trusts them, not really because she likes them at the moment, but because one of them is carrying a very nice looking big diamond. And they're going to the place where the diamond was given out, where there was probably more diamonds.
Yeah, that's a pretty
She's-
solid
she's
reason.
up-
That's a reason.
And also, very profitable things seem to happen when these guys are around.
Yeah.
And
Kyro's
also,
assumption to why
easier
the
to blend in.
Kyro's assumption to why the rogue woman wants to travel with him is that she wants to steal his diamond. That's his entire suspicion on that.
I really want to try to figure out a way to get them to travel together. That's all I want to do.
Yell is definitely up for traveling, well,
Yeah.
at least with Alla, because making friends, and I feel like could quite easily convince Alla to come along to help try and annoy / make best friends with Eirys.
No! Not that social experiment.
I will say that if
I think he's accepted the gnome. For the reasons of religion.
Zoe, you're the glue that's holding us all together.
Yes.
Oh god, the pressure!
So
Don't die.
you could make a logical leap that Yell is interested in the gnome, and then the rogue girl is interested in his diamond. So it all makes logical sense, maybe.
All right.
you don't
Good
have
enough
to
for
like
me.
each other yet, you just have to get along.
The more we travel, the more we can become friends.
That's
That's
right.
the goal.
Best friends
Ultimate.
definitely don't
Okay,
want each
so
other
I
up
think
to high health.
I think he can legitimize all of you following him. I think,
In essence,
Which is all I
two-
need.
Two of these people want to help you for the sake of the entire Brother Revival quest, and one wants the diamond.
possibly. Well, he
Doesn't necessarily
assumes...
want the diamond, but is aware that one of them is carrying a big diamond.
Yeah.
And at
Yeah.
least wants to be there if that person dies. And can loot their corpse. So...
No, you're
But isn't
the,
necessarily.
you're the most
looking
Yeah,
confident-
and given
No.
like a Drow's upbringing and
Hold
stuff,
on.
I would say
I want to
like,
say. I just want to say, yeah, she's like the most normal thing here. Honestly, she's sort of a comforting presence. She makes the most sense out of all of what's has happened. She seems the most normal and decent.
Eirys is legit.
given
Yeah.
like how a Drow is brought up, like everyone is trying to get something from somebody else.
Yeah,
and
all these other
it's-
people, he doesn't know what the fuck they want, and that freaks him out. That
I feel
freaks
like
him
they
out
must
so
want
bad.
something,
Like,
but I don't know
what is
what.
wrong with all of these people? What do they want from
Like,
you?
I just
What are
want to
their
help
plans?
you. What do you want?
What are your secret evil plans? Because I can't figure it out. I'm not smart enough to figure out your weird surface ideas. This is too hard.
I love
Well,
that nobody in this world is just nice, okay?
they're all aliens with alien minds, and he doesn't understand their motivations, and it's scary.
It's kill or be killed.
Yeah. So yeah.
Kyro, DM's gonna overrun. You're not sure at which point you began talking out loud.
Oh no! Shit!
But you stop yourself. Ella, Yell, and Eirys. Kyro has something of a unwittingly started.
Did I say it in Drowish?
I'm gonna say in common because you're just thinking to yourself, and you've been speaking in common all this time. It begins as a murmur underneath your breath about like just the fact that what do these people want from me? You know, everyone wants something, and you guys pick up on these vocalizations that Kyro is making.
Ella just kind of stands.
Basically, what do you all want from me? You've been following me around for a day and a half at least, and if we're going to be doing anything together, I want to know what our mutual, what we get out of this.
Adventure, joy. I don't know.
No, shut up. What's your actual reason?
I have my own goals, just as you have yours.
You're a
Same.
strange group of people, but in the short time I've spent with you, I managed to get a discount on a horse. A fair amount of gold for killing rats. I'd say your luck is worth tagging along for. I'd like to see what else it brings.
Okay, that makes more sense. And I already understand why you want to go to this mountain, so... Alright, I'm leaving when the sun goes down.
Okay, I'll say. Is there
We'll
anything
be
else? Is there anything else anyone wants to do before you continue?
What is the chances on buying 4 decks of tarot cards?
Make an investigation
Why?
check.
And hopefully with different designs for the cards.
Okay.
Investigation. +2, that's a 19.
Oh
Ooh.
wow! You are able to source 3.
Ooh. Okay.
What is the recommended retail price for a set of tarot cards? Because you might be surprised to learn I haven't prepared for that.
It depends on whether or not they're enchanted to actually be able to tell the future.
Also depends on whether or not they're fancy, because art's hard.
Yeah, that's true too.
And you have to
don't
do them
know.
by hand.
Tarot cards. I've got playing cards here.
It's probably similar to playing
Yeah.
cards,
Yeah.
depending.
I'll
Like
say
if
that
they were non-enchanted and like average art.
if you you're able to source 3 sets of tarot cards. They do have slightly different designs, but they're hodgepodge from the general store.
Yep.
And each one costs 5 silver pieces.
Oh yeah,
will-
Deanna.
Yeah.
Buy all
You
3
need to
decks.
send me
Alright.
you need to send me Jojorawr's inventory.
All right.
'Cause that's my inventory now.
Yeah, it sure is. Hold on. Joril's inventory.
You can just PM it to me.
Does anybody else want to do anything else before you leave town?
I got nothing.
Okay. Sundown comes. Kyro, Kiro, you move to where the stables are, and immediately beside the stables are the gates into town. You kind of lean against the. It's not so much a gate as it is just a kind of stop in the walls, in the palisade walls going around the village, and you lean against where this wall ends, looking into town, waiting for people to show up, and 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes go by, and you start thinking to yourself, well, maybe this is for the
I'm
best.
not gonna wait that long.
And as soon as you turn to leave, you hear Ella call from behind you. and then within another couple of minutes.
Wait! Hold on! This arm is heavy!
Hope you weren't trying to make a stealthy exit to the start of your journey.
Oh, sorry. I'm not the quietest.
You guys end up
I
gathering.
make a
around.
mental note to abandon the gnome if it becomes too troublesome.
Now, was that mental or what you thought was mental?
This is happy
I hope
dragon.
I hope I can learn how to keep my thoughts inside my head.
All
It's,
right.
it's a skill I'm working on.
You guys make your way out. You're on the road for a few old hours, and as you do walk
Oh,
along,
thank God, nighttime. I missed it.
I
and
sent you
the
the
nighttime with Skyrim music comes on,
things.
it's great.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are walking along the southern road, and to the left and to the right are rolling plains as far as you can see. And for the sake of just making this clear for me, what's your marching order?
Kyro's trying to be stealthy and also trying to not be on roads at all.
Okay.
Ditto.
All right. So you guys immediately break away off the road. I'll say that you guys. Let me just make some changes here. All right. So you
Because
guys. make your
bandits
way
are
off
on
the road.
roads.
That's right.
I'll probably be somewhere between the middle and the back. I won't be at the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyro, you're.
He's
nominal
gonna
lead.
let Ella and Yell be loud and 10 feet away at least.
Okay, you guys, Kyro, you're taking the lead. Ella and Yell, you're walking side by side behind. And Kyro, make a perception check. Do so with advantage because you're keeping your eye out extra clear.
Yeah, and it's not daylight. Advantage, good. That's 16.
Okay, yeah. So you hear the rustling of the bandits. They're on. You guys are walking along. Here's your behind. You guys are walking along off the road. I had to use this little bit of the map. But you're joining. Here we go.
I'm gonna signal to the others
Oh,
to
You get
alert
to
them.
I immediately go into full stealth.
Yes,
Yep,
we
okay.
all should be shush.
So why don't we all make a group self check as soon as Kyro turns around, reaches his hand to his lips, finger to his lips.
Alrighty. Stealth checks are my favorite.
oh God.
16! I don't know if I like the sound of those other ones.
5.
Oh, thanks.
It's like we
Alright.
have Pike with us.
I'll do you one better. I rolled 4.
Oh boy. So we made the right decision to not be too close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled 27.
That's good.
27. Okay, so Kyro, unfortunately,
We are so gonna be there.
you're in front of these guys, so
Mhm.
you're in the line of sight. Eirys, you become one with the
No.
shadows behind them, and you just dive further into the kind of
Not
curvature
line
of the land.
sight.
But Ella, you stub your toe and you just go, "Fuck," and Yell, you turn around just like, what's wrong? And then as you do, your foot scuffs on the ground and you slip boom, onto the ground. And as you do, a face kind of looks this way. It's like, oh, boss, they're getting the better of us. They're sticking around. It's like, and one of them turns. It's like, oh, lads, that's them, the one with the diamonds. Let's go. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh. Oh.
No. Okay. Fair
Mine's your
enough.
initiative.
18.
Come
Okay.
on.
Surprise them.
Wow.
Initiative time. Initiative
13.
Time for initiative.
1.
I got a
Wow.
14.
The dice is going away.
Oh, it's okay, because you're the cleric.
Oh God, no! Hang on, just give me a second. I need to add a turn. There you go. Okay, so Ella rolled a 1, which is great. Yeah, you rolled an 18.
Yep.
It's
Kyro,
excellent.
Kiro,
14.
14. And Eirys,
13.
13. So we're in the right order already. The bandits roll! Holy shit baskets!
92. Shit.
It's almost as bad.
I need cover.
It's a 17, so Yale manages to get onto his feet. But the bandits.
Ironically, the one you would have thought would be the slowest, given the situation, ended up being ahead of all of us, including the bandits.
Yeah.
I do like the cool
He's
flip
quick to
onto
get
my
back
feet
up
and
on
using my
his
hands.
feet.
Yeah.
You do like the full like
You're a ninja.
breakdancing. The breakdancing move is like you're straight back onto your feet. I'm gonna say I'll suggest you're gonna.
Do I have full movement or half movement?
Well, it's just the start of your turn. You do that.
Yeah,
That.
it ain't
breakdance
critical.
move. That's half of your move.
Yeah. Aw.
So you still got 15 feet.
Meaning I am
How far
practically
away are
useless.
we? So that's 50. Not great.
I mean, you can take the action to dash.
Time to break out those ranged weapons if we have them.
Remember, you got dark vision. Everybody here has dark vision, don't they?
Yes, this is why I wanted to travel at night. Speaking of which, are these humans?
They look humanoid. It's difficult to see. A couple of humans.
Well-
a couple of people who look like half orcs.
Well, with any luck, they can't see for shit.
Right,
Where
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
move
go?
to there,
All right.
and then I need to. All right, the one that is closest to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out my one and only dagger and
Oh.
launch it.
Okay. The range of a dagger is 20 feet for regular and disadvantage.
And 60
further.
feet for disadvantage.
So you're gonna go take the disadvantage. Okay, let's have a look at how this goes.
What do I get for the roll on that? Actions.
I just want to take the moment to just repeat this universal truth that Chrono Trigger is amazing.
12 plus 4, that's 16 to hit.
That hits.
That's the lower of the two.
Yeah.
Ooh, good opener.
Where's my D4?
D4.
2 plus 2, that is 4.
4 hit points of damage. The dagger just kind of disappears into the shadowy night, and you don't hear anything except for a. Ow! Nice. These bandits are going to. They're going to run towards you, and they will do so. Oh! I made this map too big. This one's just going to dash.
This is fine. This is great because they have to close the distance with us. That means I don't have to resort to using my arrows.
This one is also going to dash to you.
To the dash.
You fool.
And dash
This
through the
one,
dash.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is a human, but he's going to sweep out. He's going to sweep out a light crossbow. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one is going to dash 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So this human is the only one of the bandits who, in the hurried rush towards the bad guys, sweeps out a crossbow and fires off a shot as best as he can with disadvantage because he doesn't have night vision at Ella.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Okay. Oh, it's a natural one. So as he loops the bolt into the crossbow, he does it with the crossbow facing down, and there's a through his foot. Ow! And the bandit takes 4 points of piercing damage, self-inflicted by the crossbow.
How would you like to do this?
I'd like to shoot myself through the
I'm
foot.
so
please.
glad.
That is the bandits. Kyro.
Oh man, fighting humans at night's my favorite.
All right. I want to try to hit the one in front of me with my swords.
Roll.
All right, first roll is a 15.
That is a hit. Roll damage. A sword is d6 plus your dexterity modifier, isn't it? You'll want to use your dex, won't you? Because it's a versatile weapon.
Yeah. Ooh, a 5.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, 5
It's
points of
alright.
slashing damage,
And I'll do that again. So a 23.
do it again. Do you have a sword in each hand?
I got 2 of them.
Oh, okay, cool. That definitely hits. Roll just a d6. Don't add your modifier to this one.
I made
2
macros
points
of these ones.
damage. So you kind of the bandit runs up to you, brandishing the weapon, and as he comes in, you just kind of sweep once across the chest, and it kind of grazes off of his left arm as he runs up to you.
Yeah.
He's a bleeding Eirys. You are one with the shadows. You cannot be seen.
Do I get what do you call it? Sneak attack bonus, whatever that thing is, if it's a ranged weapon.
Whenever you have advantage on any attack roll, including range, you get the bonus.
Yes.
Brill,
So you
okay.
have sneak damage for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna draw my bow and fire it at the one who has shot himself in the foot. I'm gonna help
Okay.
him,
Do
which
you
I
know
should be
what?
able to do.
Oh,
Do you know what? Fuck this. I'll give you advantage because he is floundering with the bolt in his foot. He's not paying
Hey.
attention. You get taken advantage for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
plus
so it's
he's
a melee
right
attack
there.
thing.
He's
Oh,
the
natural
perfect
20.
distance.
Okay, so you're going to roll the
Nice.
damage. You're going to roll the damage. You're going
He
to roll the extra
explodes.
d6. You will double those, then add your modifier.
So roll 2d6, then add my modifier.
Don't forget to double the d6.
Oh, to double the d6s as well. Both of them?
Yeah, because the extra d6 is your sneak attack damage.
Oh, okay. So I got a 9, I got 5 and a 4. So that's
So that's double
18.
to 18. And then what's your dexterity modifier?
4.
So that's 22 points of damage. I mean, the you pull back on the bow. Is it a bow that you're wielding or
Yeah,
a crossbow?
a short bow.
So you pull back on the short bow as far as it could possibly go. You let go. You're amazed that the curvature of the wood, the kind of recoil, didn't snap the bow, but the velocity on the shot goes straight through its head, the bandit's head, and the arrow smashes through and just doesn't stop. It just keeps on going into the night. There's a bit
Oh
of
my
grain
God.
on the end of it.
I mean, Eirys is playing it cool, but I am so chuffed with that.
that's so
Ella,
cool.
Ella,
And
quick.
can I
Oh, sorry,
move up
sorry,
to
yeah.
That's alright. Can I
You
just
certainly
move up to
Yeah.
this dude as well?
Oh, thank you.
Ella.
Shout through the heart.
Okay.
You're my favorite
Um,
person.
Who am I closest to?
Oh, Ella?
Can I?
Closest to, I believe,
The closest to this one.
Eris.
Okay. Can I cast Sacred Flame?
You certainly can. They will make a dexterity saving throw. They will roll an 8 against your spell
Okay.
DC.
It hits.
11. My spell
Okay,
DC.
so that means he fails. Roll the damage. Roll the damage.
Roll for damage. 8.
Okay, so there's like a radiant light coming from within the bandit that just kind of goes boom, and it shines out of his eyes and out of his mouth and out of each of his fingers, and it just goes woof. And when the light fades, the pupils in his eyes have gone and he collapses, dead.
Ooh.
That's it. Is there any way you'd like to move?
I'll use my reaction to, like, laugh.
Can I don't know, just
Your
move
movement speed.
downwards?
Yeah. How far?
Yeah. Perfect.
There.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all of your movement down. 5, 10, 15,
Actually, can I do? Yeah, no, that's
Is that okay?
15. Sorry. Yeah,
15.
at
Okay.
15.
5, 10, 15. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So that's you. Yell. We're back at the top of the order.
I would like to move to the spot I am pointing at.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yep, I know.
Okay. The bandit will take an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah,
He will roll a 20 with his scimitar to hit you.
yeah, that hits.
You sustain. Holy crap. You sustain 7 points of slashing damage.
Yikes.
That's fine. I'm still up.
Oh, thank God.
And
Soon we're
from
about
here,
to do a AOE.
I would like to do a thunder wave.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Strength saving throw for all of them, isn't it?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Okay, that's
Yep.
actually better than for them. The one on the far left rolls a 10. The one in the middle rolls an 8. And the one on the right rolls a 9.
Knockback
failed.
time.
All of them fail, so roll max damage.
2d8 thunder damage, and they are pushed 10 feet.
Away.
So-
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
that
in
is
our
technically
direction.
towards the rogues.
Which is great.
Boom. 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 Boom.
They were d10s, not d8s.
2d8.
Yep, I know. I rolled the wrong thing.
You know better than me, buddy.
Hmm.
That is... What's 5 plus 7?
12.
12.
What? 12 points of damage to each?
Yep.
So, yeah,
Wow.
you move, you kind of run as if to get away from the bandit, and as the bandit watches you run, he slashes out and just opens up a huge wound on your side. Your namesake, you yell in pain. How do you want to do this?
So,
Ooh, do a good musical sting.
So obviously,
start
as I
playing
run to the
Thunderstruck.
side. Thunderstruck! I don't know, I just kind of like run out to the bit, and it's like, because that was my plan to get away from the party so that I could do that. And just with a boom, I just kind of look at them and be like, can I, for flair, use thaumaturgy to change my eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, I change my eyes so that they're pitch black, and just in common, almost bordering on infernal, just yell, "You should have run," and it like booms out with the thunder wave.
And the bodies
Oh.
fly back. They're not pushed back. The bodies are blown off of their feet, and they collapse at the feet of Eirys and Kyro. And this one over here, it's invisible. They just go flying, and their bodies don't move afterwards. Bandits are gone.
Awesome.
I
Well, time to strip them.
You hear the sound of running feet from over the crest of the hill.
Ah, okay. Good.
Because now it's the bandit's turn again. You hear the sound of running, and the yell of, "Oh my god! What the fuck's going on? I don't know. Let's go! Let's go!" Can you say what I'm trying to do?
I think I get it, yeah. It was the other side of the ambush.
Hashtag level up.
Oh.
Assuming we survive.
Assuming that we
I'll
survive. I have every faith that you will.
I am on 3 HP.
Back it up, boy.
I'll get you. It's okay.
Oh, that's a lot.
What
Yeah.
you do? So
Oh,
basically,
God.
because these guys have just appeared,
They don't know what's going on yet.
You can hear them clamoring on the other side of the crest of this hill. They can see Yell having just done a spell, but they don't do anything. They're still running towards you. So everybody has one turn in preparation for this group's advance.
I like stealth, please.
Okay, I'll say let's do this in turn order.
Okay.
Cynthia, can you please roll initiative?
All right, hold on. How do I do
Kyro,
that?
what are you gonna do?
I'm trying to figure out if I want to try to shoot any of them from where I am. Am I able to shoot them at the range that I'm
I would
at?
say that if you were to move half your movement, you'd be able to see over the crest of this hill. You'd be able to move forward, fire, and then move back.
Okay. I don't even need to move back. I'll get next to my bard friend, and I'll attempt to shoot one of the guys.
Okay, so up here.
Boom. Here's my initiative.
One more forward.
It's rolling. Ta-da!
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna roll to shoot.
All right.
Am I still on the hill or no?
You are stood on the cusp of the hill, so you can fire down.
Alright,
Roll.
cool.
What's your attack?
19.
Which one are you aiming for?
I'll aim for the one that's closest proximity-wise. Unless any of them look especially shiny.
Nah. So you're gonna shoot that one. It hits. Roll damage.
Hello?
Alright, let's do it. So that's 86.
Hello?
That's 4. What?
Make the roll.
10.
Oh wow!
Max
yeah.
damage.
So the arrow cuts him square at the top of like the clavicle where the shoulder and top of arm join with the neck, and just goes and digs in deep, and he just his rate of advance stops hugely, and he gasps out. Blood just erupts from where the arrows pierced his leathery
Throat.
armor.
Yeah.
You've moved 20 feet. Do you want to move anywhere else?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay. Eirys.
I'd like to stealth. I rolled 27 again, and
Okay.
I'd like to go. Wow,
Wow, that is crazy.
that's like everywhere is 30 foot.
Yeah, that's ignoring Pythagoras' theorem if I've ever seen it.
Go here in 30 feet, please.
This is why I like hexes.
Okay, so you,
Oh, no, is that actually allowed? I was only joking. I didn't. That feels way too far.
it's within the
Sorry.
rules of the game. It's within the rules of the game.
In that case, could I go? I was like over here, wasn't I? Could I go more like
Well, like,
over here, please? So I'm kind of like as kind of out
Okay.
to the side of the group, please. And I'll just
Okay.
stay there. My turn.
okay, so you move out and you can't be seen because you're crouching behind the crest of this hill. I'm gonna allow that.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna throw this icon in behind. I'm gonna say that very few of you can see this figure behind. I'll say that Eirys, because you're focusing on moving around places, you see just over the crest of the hill a shadowy figure from behind, and your immediate thought is, leader.
Oh, okay.
That's difficult to know.
Alright.
Alright, so would you like to hold an action for anything?
I used up my action to stealth.
Oh, okay, sure.
So
Alright.
I've only got a bonus action, but I won't use it.
Okie doke. We are back to the top of the order. Ella.
Can I? Do I have enough movement to get to Yell?
5,
think you
10,
might.
15, 20, 25, just.
Okay. Can I cast Cure Wounds on him, please?
Yes. Roll 1d8, add your wisdom modifier.
My Wisdom modifier. I thought it was my
Conscious
spellcasting.
spellcasting.
Yeah, spellcaster modifier. Ugh. 5.
Yell, you restore 5 hit points of damage. Or healing.
Sorry,
Thank you.
It's not
not
bad.
the best.
That's okay.
It's more than half my hit points.
If
Same.
Okay,
we'll
so,
reconnect.
Yell.
Yeah. Can't. Let's wait. Hang on. near PC decided it didn't like the internet.
Oh,
So
okay.
I can't see them.
Ah.
I'm on my phone currently.
Oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, friend. Friend, wait.
You're about to send me a screenshot of the map.
Yes!
Yeah.
Please work. Oh, you may have
There's a
had like
cluster of
all of my
5 of 'em.
screen.
And there's one guy.
I think that's
They-
like my whole
they-
screen, but there you go.
In essence, they're perfectly placed for you to try another thunder wave. You'd very likely kill at least one of them.
They really are. How much did I just heal?
5 hit points, so you're down 2 overall.
Oh, I'm back at 8. Oh.
You could take a hit.
Thunder wave was a good pick.
Yeah. Thunderwave is great. Yeah, I'll run into. Try and not be in combat with any, but if possible.
Yeah.
But so it hits all of them.
What within range to you? How far does it go?
It's 15 feet cubed from me.
Okay.
Around there would do.
15's there, 15's there, 15's
That's a
there,
20.
15's there. Okay, so you managed to hit 4 out of the 5 that are running up. You will certainly kill the one that's been hit by Kyro's arrow, because it only has 1 HP left. But I'll roll strength. Constitution save for the rest of them. Far left, no. The one that's running up, the one that has the arrow in, actually succeeds, but it doesn't matter. Right on the bottom fails. Right on the top rolls a 14. What's the spell DC?
13.
So, okay, 2 of them succeed. Both, as you see on the map, the 2 at the furthest top. The other 2 fail. So roll damage and hope that it's 11 or higher.
10.
It's 10, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're all shoved 10 feet away from you.
I mean, they're feeling it though.
Yeah. This one gets hit by the energy and bursts as he flies back. Little bits of him fly away. The guy behind him is like spattered with its gore, and he's like, "Oh God, no!" This one sees you run up, and you're kind of jumping up, and you hit the ground with your fist in like a superhero like 3-point landing sort of motion. And he sees it coming, and he braces himself. He stays on his feet, but he's yeah. These guys are. I'm gonna say these guys are on the ground. Where's the icon for on the ground? Where's the icon for prone?
For being prone?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll
Just
say
pick
sad.
one you like.
I'll just say sad face. Sad face. These 2 are prone.
Aww.
Aw. Sad prone boy.
Yeah. So with that one cast, you've badly damaged 3 of them, killed 1 of them, and 2 of them are prone. There's 1 left that's just outside the kind of thunder wave of range of your spell, and he kind of stops and he falters. They all kind of get onto their feet, and they sort of. I'll say that these guys use half of their movement to get onto the feet. Oh, sorry, Yale, did you want to move anywhere else? I think you had 10 feet or more or so.
I will use my bonus action to cast a Bardic Inspiration.
On whom?
What's my range on that? I think it's 60, but I can't actually load anything.
All of your allies are within range.
We're all in range.
Okay.
We're not very far away.
I'll cast it on Kyro.
All right, Kyro, you can consider yourself buffed. Doing Bardic Inspiration.
I'm inspired by all the carnage.
You can add a d6 to whatever roll you want. What are you singing, Yel?
That is a good question.
Sing a murder song about murdering.
Murder!
Let the bodies hit the...
Climb aboard the murder train.
You just killed like 4 bandits in the
Amazing.
space of 12 seconds. That's cool.
We're
Well
mowing through flesh.
The bandits just like pick themselves up. These guys are in a bad way, and they kind of look at each other, and they turn to run, and they kind of look shocked at what they see behind them, and it's only then that you guys see what's behind them as well. Deanna, would you like to describe your character for us?
Well, currently he's clad in like a full set of armor and has his helmet down, but the bandits are close enough to see that there's like maybe a little bit of a red glint under that helmet where his eyes are. And he's sort of almost been waiting for them to notice him, and now that they've noticed him, he feels that they have sufficient warning now. So
Okay, so they're obviously squashed between 2 forces here. The ones that
It's
are badly
almost like we're
wounded by-
ambushing them.
and
yeah.
and he just says like, surrender and I won't kill you.
They glance amongst themselves, and these 2 just scarf her 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one, 5, 10. In fact, this one doesn't go that far because he only just got up, because he was knocked to the ground. But this one is getting away. This one just got to his feet, 5, 10, 15. And this one doesn't know what else to do, and he's just like...
He's not surrendering.
And he runs to you. And makes an attack roll against your personage. He rolls a 12 to hit you.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
So he swings around the weapon, you see it coming from a mile away, you deflect the blow. It's your turn. Deanna's character, who remains nameless for now. What are you gonna do?
Alright, he's gonna attack him with his longsword.
Make that attack roll.
One moment.
This is going well.
And this is then he gets a +5. Nice. How's that?
Roll
19?
damage!
Okay.
19 ought to do it.
Well, that's not my best, but
You kind of parry the blow, and you immediately kind of nick the sword around and cut into his arm, and he yelps. He's hurt. You've hurt him, but yeah.
and he's like, "I'm not playing around. I'll freaking kill you."
The band is like, "Oh god! Oh god!" Kyro, with your bardic inspiration,
Alright. Yeah, I want to try to shoot that one.
roll to hit
Alright.
with your crazy bow. It's a
I
hit.
do it.
How do you want to do
Alright.
this?
I want to shoot him through the throat.
So yeah, he picks himself up.
That'll be
He's
hard.
There's
He's like-
still thunder energy like crackling around his body as he staggers away from this other figure that's emerged from the shadow behind and started wrecking one of his friends. And before he knows it, collapses to the ground. He's gone. He stops breathing. A pool of blood appears around his neck. Is there any way you'd like to move?
Sure, I'll move forward. Question.
Yeah.
Are you able to shoot with your bonus action? I don't think you are, but I'm
No.
just wondering.
An
Okay.
attack
I'm fine
takes an
then.
action unless you're
Alright.
you did what you did last time when you were attacking with each of your weapons. Was you were
Oh,
attacking with the second weapon
I'll
as
actually
a
go
bonus
ahead
action.
and move right there behind that guy.
Well, you were here.
Oh.
5, 10. Whoops.
I can still get there, so
Okay,
that's
yeah,
fine.
that's fine. So you've moved behind him.
Yeah, now he's flying.
Yes, he is.
My
that'll
favorite.
that'll be your turn. Unless is there anything you can do on a bonus action now?
Nah, but I can use my reaction to
Yeah.
stab him if he runs away.
That's true. Eirys, you are still unseen.
Okay, this is an interesting turn of events that I wasn't expecting. Is this guy here, is he still running?
Yeah, he's in Operation Flee. He's in Operation Flee. This guy he's attacked this guy behind, but has quickly realised that he's outmatched.
Okay.
We look quite scary too. It's a tiefling, a drow, and a shadowy figure.
And a gnome.
Yeah, but
Are
they
there,
don't
like-
necessarily see the gnome.
Are there like trees or long grass around and stuff?
Not really. It's just kind of level, short grass plains, and there's a crest of a hill ahead of you that I've drawn on. So if you were to stand there, you'd have the high ground.
I'm just pleased.
Can I go like here? Like I want to get kind of as close as I can without being visible. I want to stay.
You don't need to
hidden
worry
off the
about him
side.
seeing you. He is fleeing for his life.
Not him, the new person.
Ah, so you keep.
I don't know what
stealth
they're
around.
about yet.
Yep. You stealth around the back, and you keep yourself unseen. You keep yourself low, and you make sure the crest of the hill blocks you from them.
Yeah, and can I hold my action? I'll use my bow, and I'll hold my action if I see that. How far away is? If I see them attack one of my friends, I'd like to use my action.
Okay. Yeah. Duly noted. Hello.
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 How far? That. I don't know how to use Roll20, so sorry, I can't point.
Okay. If you
that
look at
bandit.
oh yes. Yeah. If you
That
use
bandit.
there's a circle with like a ruler in it. If you click on that, you can drag a
Ooh.
ruler. Yeah.
Handy.
Aha.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Aha.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I was going to say that little bandit there. Please run off.
He's too far away. Your movement speed is 25 feet because you are.
Fine.
You could jog.
You could
You
jog.
dare?
Yogging. I know that that's a popular pastime.
Everyone's far away.
You
Hashtag
are
Sacred
able to
Flame.
move. Yeah,
I
that's
do,
good.
yeah.
Gonna move
Can
there?
I move? Yeah, move there. Move
Okay.
20. Back. Move there.
Mhm.
And then can I cast Sacred Flame on someone?
You
Yes,
can
him.
cast it on any of the bandits. Which one are you talking about?
That first one that you pointed to.
I don't mind
this
letting
one.
one of them live because it'll create scary rumors about us.
Oh no. Sorry, the other one. Him.
He
Him.
rolled a 7 to save, which is a fail, isn't it?
It is.
So you're gonna roll damage.
Damage. Oh, what did you do? Oh, 1d8. That was it. 2.
How do you want to do this?
Oh. Ella's just gonna hold out her hands and just cast.
And then
Cast it.
there's an explosion of
Just
light
not-
that seems to be like from within the bandit, and it explodes out, and out of all of his kind of extremities, a brief flash of light flashes, and he collapses to the ground. The pupils in his eyes gone. Anything else you want to do? That's all your movement. That's your action.
Yep, that's all I can do. Yep, that's fine. I'm
Yell.
good.
Hello?
It's your turn.
Hello.
Does my fast charging enable me to sustain connection? is the real question.
Ah, okay. There is one bandit that's just ahead of you, about 30 feet away. It's surrounded by Kyro and this mysterious stranger that appears to be fighting the bandits. And immediately to your left, 55 feet away from you, is a fleeing bandit. It seems that any danger to the party has passed.
Okay. Did I take any damage?
You are still on 8 hit points.
Okie dokie. So there's one that's fleeing.
I've just posted
Damn it,
on
these
it.
fucking spells.
What would you like to do?
Could I?
Both of them are wounded, you might be interested to know.
I'm wondering if I could dash after the fleeing one to get in front of him.
Yes, you can. You'd get in his zone of control. You'd reach up, you catch up with him. That's your action, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's go the full 60 feet and get in front of them.
Okay, so you end up there. Yeah, okay, I'm going to say that you end up running around and in his way. As he flees, as he kind of staggers away from you. Okay. We're moving on then to the bandits. This one sees Yell get in the way, and he kind of staggers to a stop as Yell kind of moves in his way, and he turns and he runs in the opposite direction. As he turns and he runs in the opposite direction, you get an attack of opportunity if you would like to take it.
I will take my opportunity attack. Lost everything. Hang on. Trying to find things while making sure my phone's charging properly. There we go.
Okay. What's the attack? Yell, are you there?
Yeah.
I think we lost him.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Is he gone?
That suspenseful moment. He's not in chat anymore. He's
No,
disconnected.
Okay,
It's a shit.
that sucks.
he's
Well,
gone.
what I'll do is I've got his character sheet in front of me. I can roll for his attack of opportunity. He rolls. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. That's a 22 to hit. It's a long sword as well, so that's a D8. Holy
Hello?
crap. Oh, are you back? Arby, are you there? He's in the Discord chat, but he's not saying
Perhaps it's
anything.
an error. We cannot. Yeah.
Oh, he's gone.
Okay.
He'll come back.
So in essence,
probably-
I've
Hello?
done the dice rolls for Yell. As the bandit turned and ran, Yell just thrust out his long sword straight through the back of the bandit. It protruded out through his chest, through his ribcage, and the bandit collapsed to the ground. Dead. The last bandit here, he's gonna.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Hello!
Yeah,
Hello!
we can hear you.
I
okay.
disconnected after I did my roll. I rolled a 15 on my reaction.
Okay, so that's a hit. Why did you roll damage? And pray that it's at
Okay,
least 6. Because I just did your roll for you.
Plus 10.
Oh, okay, so that's he's dead. You as the bandit turns and runs, you thrust out your long sword. It goes through his back and out through his chest. Collapses to the ground dead. This one is gonna desperately. He doesn't hear Kyro come around from behind him, so he turns and runs this way. You both get an attack of opportunity, Kyro and Deanna.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so take the attack.
See, if I added a d6 onto that, would it matter? The answer is it might. Sure, why not?
Does that hit?
Deanna hits. You can roll damage if you like.
All right.
Kyro.
Ooh, good. Does a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hit?
Hang on a second. I'm confused. Kiro, you're rolling to hit, yeah? It's a d20 plus your modifiers.
Yeah, but I can also use my inspiration die, right?
Okay, so that's 6. You can add it onto your attack roll.
Yeah, so that's a 13 total.
Oh, yeah, that just hits. You can roll damage.
Yay! Ten.
Okay, so the two of you make mincemeat out of this bandit. Kyra, you kind of thrust in from the side, you remove his hand, and mysterious masked stranger, whose name we don't know yet, you rush out with your longsword with almost like a baseball swing, and you lop his top half away from his bottom half. So 3 pieces of bandit collapse to the
Real
ground.
Witcher style move there.
And as
They're
the kind
bonding
of
over death.
as the what's going to happen? I'm going to stop the music for a second because there's a real opportunity for a beautiful moment here.
There was music?
Yeah, it's on. Never mind.
I was listening.
As you as the adrenaline starts dispersing through your body and your breathing slows, the 2 figures who are facing each other lock eyes. Kyro, your eyes are keen in the darkness, and it's good to be back out of the sun again. You feel like as if you can see for the first time properly in weeks. And this figure, you can see straight through the narrow slit in the full armor helmet that this figure's wearing. You know those eyes.
And the
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the figure in the helmet has frozen because he also recognizes Kyro. And this is quite a shock to him initially. And
Kyro is also shocked.
and he's immediately gonna take his helmet off. Which and just toss it aside, and anyone watching, once he takes his helmet off, you see this is a drow, and this is a drow that looks remarkably a lot like Kyro, even to just someone that's casually watching this. Like, he looks like a slightly older Kyro with maybe longer, scroopier hair.
Yeah,
And he's also, like, practically in tears, and he's like, "My boy?"
yeah, and Kyro has his daggers raised, and he glares at you and is like, "How the
Kyro,
fuck
is
are
that
you
you?
alive?"
Huh?
Yeah, he like has his daggers up and he's like, "How the fuck are you alive?"
He's dropped his sword, and he's gonna go try to hug you. Which is weird, because he wasn't a very
So-
huggy person before.
Quick question: does he walk into his knife? That's
No,
not good.
no, I don't think he's gonna walk into... I think if he tries to... If he sees the knife, he's just gonna back up, and he's like gonna be like, "Now, hold on."
Yeah,
He's gonna attempt to maintain a
There's
5 foot.
no need to be frightened. I mean you no harm. See, he drops his weapons, and he's like, "See, I'm unarmed. I pose no threat to you."
For the rest of you, as Kyro's looking uneasy and his daggers are still raised, you're watching an uncomfortable reunion of father and son. And this is where we will leave it for tonight.
Alright. How nice.
Ooh.
There you go.
That went pretty well. I'm glad you didn't walk into his daggers.
No, he wouldn't do that. He's not stupid.
That would have been
X is a
sad.
piece.
Finally getting somewhere. Yes. Awesome.
We're on the road.